For 6 months, the disappearance of Olivia Parker remained a total mystery. She left work during a heavy rainstorm and simply never arrived home. The investigation turned up 0 witnesses and no forensic traces. Without a body or a crime scene, the trail went cold immediately. Over time, the police shifted their resources elsewhere. The local news stopped running her photo, and the public interest that sustains a search evaporated. This left for younger brother Noah alone in an empty house. He spent every night surrounded by her belongings, unable to move past the night she vanished. Noah was now the only person left who believed there was still something to find. It was exactly 3:03 a.m. The house was silent, and the living room was dark, save for thin slivers of light cutting through the blinds. Suddenly, the old television set in the corner hummed to life. It wasn't plugged into a cable jack or a digital receiver. A local news broadcast appeared on the screen. The anchor sat perfectly still at the desk, staring directly into the camera without blinking or speaking. The image flickered and dissolved into a degraded security feed. It showed a dark, empty road. Standing in the center of the frame was Olivia. She looked into the lens and whispered Noah's name. A second later, the screen went black. This wasn't a standard transmission. By using his name, the broadcast was interacting directly with Noah in real time. Noah didn't call the police. Instead, he set up a camera and waited, recording the television every night at the same time. The elements of the broadcast remained consistent: the same silent news anchor, the same stretch of dark road, and the 3:03 a.m. start time. Mapping the recordings across 7 nights reveals a clear progression. Olivia steps closer to the lens during every appearance. By night 2, she's close enough to warn Noah away. Over the next 5 nights, the distance rapidly shrinks, occupying more of the frame. The broadcast was functioning as a countdown, with the subject on the screen moving toward an inevitable point of contact with the lens. As Olivia moved closer to the foreground, the technical quality of the signal began to fail. The recordings were now plagued by aggressive color banding and heavy audio tearing that distorted the environment behind her. Through the static, Noah noticed something else. The dark road behind Olivia was no longer empty. Dozens of motionless figures were now standing in the shadows. Noah's own health began to decline. He was losing weight and suffering from extreme sleep deprivation, mirroring the way the video signal was falling apart. The corruption in the video suggests that the entity inside the broadcast is beginning to overlap with the physical environment of the room. 1 week after the broadcast started, the screen showed an extreme close-up. Olivia's face filled the entire frame. She was shaking, her eyes wide with terror. She leaned in and whispered a final warning. "He's watching from behind you." Noah spun around instantly, desperately looking at the dark, shadowed corners of his living room, but the room was completely empty. When he turned back to the screen, Olivia was gone. The news anchor was still there, but for the first time, he was smiling. The entity used the broadcast to draw Noah's attention to the screen while it pinpointed his location in the room. The anchor finally spoke, his voice coming through the TV speakers with perfect clarity. "The search is over." The screen cut to a live, high-angle feed. Noah saw himself standing in his own living room, watched from a camera angle that shouldn't exist. In the live feed on the screen, a dark figure was standing directly behind Noah's couch. In the physical room, Noah was still alone. At 3:04 a.m., the television cut to black. The house went silent again. Noah was never seen again. The following night, the 3:03 a.m. broadcast aired as usual, showing Noah standing on the dark road next to his sister. This cycle is how the signal grows, by identifying those looking for the missing and pulling them into the broadcast.